What is up, people of all different types of ages, races, genders, and yes, even you other species out there watching this video. This is your boy, OmegaPro, and if you are native to my channel, then you're probably a little confused because I'm reviewing like a comic book movie and it has nothing to do with Dragon Ball Z or anime or whatever the fuck I usually do on this fucking shitty channel. But I needed to talk about Suicide Squad one time for the two time because there's a lot on my mind with this movie, and to be honest, since I saw it yesterday, I just can't stop thinking about it. Whether or not that's for the gooder or the not so gooder, we'll find out right here. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So I'm just gonna give you guys a too long didn't watch of this video because I am gonna be getting into spoilers, and if you don't want the shit spoiled for your bitch ass, then you know you can leave. Okay, so here's what I ultimately think about the movie. One, I think the characters are dope as fuck. I think all the actors did really fucking well. Granted, what they were doing in the movie was not as good. Their direction was kind of misguided, but I can see that the characters really portray the character, or that the actors portray the characters pretty fucking well. So no complaints from me on that front. But yeah, essentially everything else in the movie is pretty shit. I was super pumped for Suicide Squad. I was looking forward to this movie for the longest time, and now I did have my doubts, and I was deep down like, please, I feel like this movie's gonna be shit. Don't let it be shit. What am I doing with my hands? But regardless, I did not let that affect me because going up to the movie, I was still hype as shit. Like, I was like, oh my god, Suicide Squad is like 2 weeks away. I can't believe it's so fucking close, because I remember going to the movies and seeing, you know, the trailers for it and stuff, and I was just like, yo, I need to see this fucking movie. And then the reviews started coming out, and the same thing happened with Batman vs Superman, and I was just like, this can't be fucking real. You know what I'm saying? This cannot be fucking real. But I did not let that affect the kid, because I was still like, I don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna see this movie. I still want to form my own opinion, just like I did with Batman vs Superman. And fucking spoilerino alert, I ended up liking Batman vs Superman. But that didn't happen with this movie. From the get, I just did not vibe with this movie. I know a lot of people were like, yo, in the beginning, this movie was looking kind of strength, but I didn't see it. I saw what they were going for when they were introducing all the Suicide Squad members, starting off with Deadshot and then Harley Quinn, and then, you know, doing their whole thing. But to me, it came across as like hella cheesy. They kind of went for that, you know, that title screen that comes in, like Deadshot fucks bitches, kills bitches, fucking favorite thing, like pink unicorns or whatever it did for that boomerang nigga. And I was just like, really? Like, did they? What really like kind of chaffed my ass about this film is that there was no like immediate need for the Suicide Squad, right? You had Viola Davis's character coming through like, hey yo, what's brackin' blood? Suicide Squad, you know what I'm saying? Just in case the next Superman ain't down with the human beings and shit, we need niggas that's gonna kill him. You know what I mean? And there's a few problems with that. One, I kind of believe that my impression of Viola Davis was pretty racist, and for that I do apologize. But the more important thing here is that what the fuck is Harley Quinn, Deadshot, and Boomerang meant to do against Superman? That's just a normal nigga. All Deadshot can do is aim. You know what I'm saying? All Harley Quinn can do is be bad as fuck. And Boomerang is fucking comic relief. How is comic relief, aim, and bad as fuck? You're gonna take down a nigga like Superman or any fucking Kryptonian or any A-Lamau. Fuck, the villain in this movie, in all theory, should not even have been able to be defeated by the fucking Suicide Squad when you fucking think about it. These motherfuckers rolled through on Enchantress. By the way, that Enchantress, the first transformation she did with the fucking hand, I know everybody said it in their review. When the hand came out and that flipped that shit, I was like, okay, that was like probably the best part of the whole fucking movie, to be honest with you. But when they roll up to her at the end, you know what I'm saying, they just roll through the crib and they don't even look threatened. They're just like, Because, I mean, realistically, let's say you're Deadshot or any of the Suicide Squad members, you go to this fucking place where this powerful ass enchantress is meant to be, right? And she's sitting there going like, yes, yes, brother, end their lives for me, please, please. I don't know about you, but I'm gonna straight up look at that bitch and be like, what? But anyway, that's besides the point. I don't want to talk about Enchantress anymore because, quite frankly, she's fucking awful. There are only 2 performances in this film that I think were not subpar, but just pretty fucking bad. And that's going to be the main soldier ass nigga that's like, yo, I'll kill you right now. I think his name is like fucking Flag or some shit. And Enchantress. Terrible. Enchantress, not gonna lie to you, could have caught the meat. Not lying, being 100% honest. I see why my boy Flag was trying to, you know what I'm saying? And I just find it pretty poetic that the 2 worst actors in this movie were also a couple in the movie. Just saying. That's deductive reasoning. Yo, Batman, I'm your next Robin. Just don't let Joker get to me one time. Speaking of Batman, his cameos were pretty fucking dope. I like seeing him take down Deadshot, and I like seeing the humanity that Deadshot had because he pulled out the Glock and was about to blow Batman away, and then his daughter came in like, Pops, that's my nigga Batman, okay? That's Batfleck. I'm gonna need you to relax. And so Deadshot did relax, and I like seeing that. And also the chase scene with Batman and Harley Quinn and the Joker was pretty dope. And that was another thing that I really had a problem with in this movie, and that was the Joker and Harley Quinn. Not due to their performances, because I felt like the performances were pretty okay. I still need to see a lot more from the Joker. Very unsure on his performance. Harley Quinn, I thought was she played the part really well. But what I didn't like was how the movie portrayed the characters' relationship. For those of you guys that don't know, Joker can be as much of a dick to Harley Quinn as he is her lover, you know what I'm saying? And they did not once show that in this film, other than when he left that bitch to drown in the water after the chase scene. Now, that really chaffed my ass because it made it seem like Joker was this huge like romantic guy and he would do anything for Harley Quinn, and that's kind of true to an extent, but the Joker is ultimately still pretty much a fucking asshole to Harley Quinn. What it made it seem like to me was that fucking David Ayer and, you know, the people that were writing this movie just went on Tumblr, right? They were like, fucking Joker, fucking Harley Quinn, and they saw all the posts on Tumblr that said, oh my god, hashtag relationship goals, oh my god. So they were like, wow, the fans really love this dynamic, this couple. Let's make it the Notebook Part 2. And I did not vibe with that on a molecular level. I did not really, didn't care for it. Everything else Harley Quinn did, I was pretty much a fan of. I thought she played the character pretty well. Again, I feel like the only faults that came from her performance weren't necessarily because of her performance, but rather her motivations and what she was meant to be doing in the film. I just felt like that was very unclear, and that sort of casted a shadow over her great performance. I really like seeing her little bit of backstory where we saw, oh, hey, look, this is how she became twisted. This is the Joker's effect on people. In fact, those were my favorite Joker scenes, was seeing them in their early stages. And I do like the fact that Joker is a mobster, so to speak, in this incarnation of the Joker, because that is an incarnation of Joker. He can be that. I just felt like he didn't really lack the like psychological damage. Like he's all got this jewelry and shit. I don't know, it just felt weird. But seeing Harley Quinn was pretty fucking dope. And that one scene when they were in the fucking club or whatever, I thought that was pretty cool, where Joker just straight up shot that dude. That was pretty dope. Again, Harley Quinn, no real complaints. And then we got Deadshot, who single-handedly tries to carry this film with every single bit of strength that he has, but it is just not enough. Every single line Will Smith delivered, apart from the, so we're the Suicide Squad then, just fucking landed. It was great. Will Smith really knocked that shit out of the park. I was very iffy on seeing that because I'm like, are they really gonna like rely on Will Smith so much? Is Will Smith gonna do Will Smith and make Deathstroke more like a Will Smith character than did I say Deathstroke? kill myself. Are they gonna make Will Smith take over Deadshot and have essentially a Will Smith character rather than a good Deadshot character? And I feel like it was a happy medium, because regardless, Will Smith is gonna be Will Smith. Extremely charismatic, extremely funny, great comedic timing, you know, well-seasoned actor. He's gonna do his fucking thing. But I don't think that detracted that much from Deadshot. In fact, I feel like he did it so fucking well that a lot of people that go and see this movie are gonna want a Deadshot movie. And I think the same could be said for Harley Quinn. All the other actors in this movie, though, I hear a lot of people giving them a lot of credit, saying, oh, Diablo was fucking amazing. You had Boomerang, who was fucking amazing. And I really wish I could fucking tell you, because they have like a total of fucking 5 minutes of dialogue in the movie, all combined. It is really the Harley Quinn and Deadshot show when you think about it in this movie. Not that I'm complaining, because I do love their characters, and I thought their dynamic was even pretty interesting throughout the show. It kind of reminded me a little bit of the Suicide Squad DC animated film a little bit, but all the other characters I felt like didn't really get their time to shine. And I did not want to do this because, you know, a lot of people hate the comparisons, but they're the competitor, you have to compare them. Something like the Avengers. The reason why the Avengers works is because we have so much development from these characters, because they all have their own standalone movies, and it just fucking works. We did not get that same luxury with DC. That being said, I do have to credit the film, because despite the fact that, you know, if I were just a blind moviegoer, did not know anything about DC Comics, did not know anything about Deadshot, Harley Quinn, whatever, and I just went into this movie, I would be pretty well caught up with how these characters came to be, how these characters got into this situation. I think with no prior knowledge, I think this movie did pretty well in establishing all the characters. With the exclusion of maybe like Boomerang or something, because I don't know, I just feel like Boomerang was there for comic relief, and of course Killer Croc as well. And speaking of Killer Croc, I'm very iffy on this movie. I think the only good line he really had was when oh, we're all ugly on the inside or pretty on the outside, when they were talking at that bar or whatever, and then she said and then Harley Quinn was like, except Killer Croc, that nigga just ugly. And then Killer Croc takes off and said, he's like, I'm beautiful. That shit was funny as fuck. When he requested for BET, I was like, well, I don't know what's more racist, that or my Viola Davis impression from earlier. But it just felt like mad weird to hear Killer Croc say bruh and stuff like that. And I mean, I was just like, oh, hold on, did he really just say bruh? Did I hear that correctly? But yeah, he fucking like said bruh and shit, and I don't know how to feel about that. I guess we'll have to see more Killer Croc, but we didn't get to see his like backstory. We didn't get to see him fight Batman or anything like that, which would have been fucking dope as shit. This movie just reassured to me as well, speaking of Batman, that Ben Affleck is a great fucking Batman. I really want to see more of him in the cowl and cape. Another thing that I had to talk about with this film was the music choice. I feel like the movie tried way too hard to let the music speak for the characters. The most prevalent that I can think of for this were two instances. One, when Deadshot was, you know, showing off his ranges, like bang, 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 like shooting all the targets and shit, and they played that song from Bees. I think it was Black Skinhead. I can't remember which one it is, but y'all know I love Kanye West, but I saw that and I'm just like, why was that in there? You know, like, that just seemed like something that like a fan would make, you know what I'm saying? Like a fan would take out that clip and then put in the Yeezus song, maybe put in some edits or some shit to make almost like a little trailer or a montage or some shit. But to see that in the movie was so fucking weird. And then when they were all getting their gear, and then they played that, I think it was like an Eminem song, I think. That was fucking weird. I'm just like, why is there music right here? I feel like it would have been way more effective if it was just completely quiet. And it was that part from the scene where Harley Quinn was like, the voice in my head are telling me to kill you all. And she's like, ha, I'm just kidding. That's not what they said. During that entire thing, they're playing a fucking Eminem song. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You completely detracted from all power that scene would have had. It would have gotten a few yucks, I'm sure, but the delivery was so fucking weird, especially with the music playing in the background. One thing that like I noticed from this film as opposed to something like Batman vs Superman is that Batman vs Superman, while it did have a lot of music, it had additive music. Like, I think the soundtrack to Batman vs Superman was fucking dope as shit. I just watched that film when I got out of seeing Suicide Squad, just because I wanted to see how they stacked up. And like the film had the music that went on, and it added to every scene, whereas the music in this one really fucking detracted. It felt like they were like, oh fuck, people really did not like Batman vs Superman, especially because they felt like the movie wasn't fun, which I kind of disagree with that. A lot of fun with Batman vs Superman, but they were like, wow, nobody really had fun with this movie. Fuck it. What are the kids like? The Kanye West, the Eminem. I even think they played a fucking Wiz Khalifa song or some bullshit. Wow. And I think the last fault that I have to talk about with this movie is the editing. It suffers a little bit of the same things that Batman vs Superman suffered from, and I do believe there will be like an ultimate edition for this that clears up a lot of shit. And honestly, I think that an ultimate edition would literally bump this movie up like a few letter grades. I'm not even fucking with you. If this movie was like a C, I honestly think that an ultimate edition with more cuts in it could bring this movie to like a solid B. I'm being dead ass right now. I feel like there was a lot of exposition cut between Harley Quinn and the Joker, because I mean in the trailers and some set pieces that we saw of photos and everything, it looked like, you know, they had a little bit of some problems going on between each other, and it wasn't all fucking perfect love and roses and shit. I would really love to see that dynamic brought to the movie to give Harley Quinn some more character and to give that backstory some more depth, I feel like. And also so I can see more of the fucking Joker. A lot of the editing was, again, just like Batman vs Superman, a little bit choppy, and some things just didn't really make too much sense. Like for example, right in the beginning when they're going over all the characters, I felt like the transition from like going from Deadshot to Harley Quinn was just a little bit weird to me. I'm like, are they in the same prison? What's going on here? Like, I don't know, it was just confusing. And call me fucking stupid, because I probably am, but I just felt like it didn't flow or mesh well together. And that is a problem that goes on all throughout the movie, is that editing and weird cuts and stuff just continuously happens. But the movie wasn't all bad. Like I said, I really liked the characters. I feel like they all did a really great job, with the exception of Flag and Enchantress. I feel like they really kind of tried to drag down the movie a bit, but other than that, I feel like everybody did pretty well. Another thing that I fucking loved in the movie, dude, like, I almost want to say that seeing this was worth the price of admission for Suicide Squad alone. The Flash. When I saw the Flash take down Boomerang, or just saw him like come in, dude, his suit looked fucking dope. And the reason why this is so cool to me is because I love the Flash's character, and all the Flash that we saw before in little teasers and stuff. I don't really watch trailers, so I didn't see like Justice League trailer or anything like that, if he even makes an appearance in that. But from what we saw with Batman vs Superman and stuff, I was just like, wow, that does not get me excited at all. But once I saw him in this movie, I was like, that's fucking great. And just to make this review a little bit more disjointed as the product that I'm reviewing. Oh, fuck, you like the way I tie that together, don't you? I have to talk about the ending. I cringed very hard, and I still cringe very hard, to the Martha scene in Batman vs Superman. Still, like, what the fuck happened in that scene? But something maybe even worse happened in this one, because at least like the Martha scene, like, it kind of made some sense. It showed that, like, it humanized Superman in Batman's eyes, right? Like, Batman was about to just shove this fucking kryptonite spear right into him, and then he says Martha, and then he explains that it's his mom, whatever the fuck, or I guess Lois fucking but regardless, it humanized Superman in Batman's eyes. Granted, it all happened way too fucking quickly. I don't think you would go from like, yeah, I'm gonna murder this guy. Like, I don't think you would plan out this entire fucking battle sequence where you end up killing this dude to just being like, okay, you know what? Come on up, buddy. But at the end of this movie, Enchantress is doing her fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Harlem shaking and shit, doing her fucking thing. And then she says, okay, one last chance for y'all. Join me, my meta-humans. Join me. And then Harley Quinn, who is not even a fucking meta-human, who is just psychotic, is like, well, can you explain it a little bit more for me? You know? She starts walking up a little bit closer. You know what I'm saying? Say, well, you know, fuck the humans and all that shit. And then and then Enchantress is like, well, yes, you can join me. Just kneel before me, you fucking slut. And then right next to Harley Quinn is the sword trapping soul. Literally, the sword, hello? The soul trapping sword. And she bends down, she's like, yes, I bow, I take the knee, and she's like, there's just one problem with that, darling. You're fucking my friends! And fucking slashes her. Okay, ready? This is a live reenactment of what I did in the theater. I'm sitting there, and I see the sword, I see Harley, and then I hear her say, but there's one problem. And then I knew she was gonna go for the cut right there, right? Which would have been pretty stupid, but whatever. But she said some shit like, you're fucking my friends or something. And then the cut. This is me in the theater. Ready? You ready for this shit? Can't make this up. I literally did that. My friend was sitting next to me. He saw my reaction. He started laughing at me. But that shit was super fucking stupid. And then what proceeded after, the super slow motion, over dramatic, like they throw the bomb. And then you see Deadshot. He's about to shoot the fucking bomb. And then Enchantress is like, oh wait, but I'm your daughter. Don't do it, daddy. You know, the same speech she kind of gave to him about, you know, killing Batman. It's like, don't do it, don't do it. And then, you know, Deadshot's like, boom. It was so overly dramatic with little to no fucking payoff. And wow, I just did not like it. And speaking of that end sequence, when Diablo, you know, takes on his final form and shit, he's like, you know, this is my family, you know, I lost my family once before, I'm not gonna lose them again. I'm like, fuck you, y'all niggas been together. Like, if you go by the movie standards, they could not have been together more than a fucking day. You know, they just met up. How are y'all family? Not only that, I don't even give a fuck that, like, even if they were together for 25 minutes and they considered each other family, the movie did not drive home any sense of camaraderie between any of them, with the exception of Harley Quinn and Deadshot. Other than that, like, how the fuck does Diablo think that these people are a fucking family to him? Where in this movie did they drive home that camaraderie? I did not see it at all. When Diablo said that, I'm like, wait a minute. I thought that I fell asleep during the film at some fucking point, because there is no point leading up to that where they had to go through these adversaries together, where they had to depend on each other, where they had to trust each other or whatever. Nothing in this movie could possibly lead them to that conclusion. It didn't make any fucking sense to me. Another thing that didn't make any sense to me was right at the bar scene when Flag just breaks the fucking, you know, I'm gonna kill all y'all niggas thing. And he's like, okay, well, y'all can leave if you want, you're free. And then Boomerang fucking leaves, okay? And then they leave the bar, and Boomerang comes up right behind them. No fucking explanation. Not a single one. Boomerang's just fucking there. I don't know, man. I don't know. I ranted a lot about Suicide Squad during this video, and the more I think about Suicide Squad, the more that I think I had fun watching it, because I think back to the movie, and there were some cool parts, like, you know, Will Smith jumping on the car and, you know, shooting all the little fucking A-Lamals and shit, and, you know, there were cool moments there. It's just, overall, like, when I can't shake the feeling that I had when I left that movie. And the feeling that I had when I left that movie was I was very, very disappointed. I think I'm gonna need to watch this movie again though. But what did you guys think? Did you watch Suicide Squad? This video is pretty fucking long, but did you watch Suicide Squad? Let me know in the comment section below. What did y'all think? My name is OmegaPro. I'm gonna hop up out of here. And I hope y'all have a fantastic day. Peace.